My name is Mark Bagley and I'm the Director of Choices and Rights, Disability Coalition. The Choices and Rights set up about 14 years ago now. Started off as a very small self-help group almost, trying to campaign for disabled people's rights. We quickly realised there wasn't any money in doing that, and we had to have some sort of services available to support people. And we started off with something called direct payments. And direct payments is cash payments made to disabled people in order to help them look after themselves in their own home or go out and do various things. In the old days, social services would provide a worker for you, and a lot of disabled people didn't find that satisfactory. So now you can employ your own people, and we help with the whole supporting process with that. And that includes things like to do with employment, interviewing, contracts, any support services around that at all, and advertising for the jobs. On top of that, we have a range of other schemes helping people look at their rights for disabled people. So that includes Disability Discrimination Act, community care, housing, and what we call general disability information, which covers everything from how to get a season ticket to Hull City if you're in a wheelchair, to how can I get on a plane to go to America. So it covers the breadth of that. And we do with about 3,500 inquiries a year. 10 years ago, there was no laws to protect disabled people. So a restaurant could put a sign up saying, "No disabled people welcome." We had cases where somebody with a learning disability would be told, "Well, are you a messy eater? If so, you can't come in." Thankfully, although the laws are now in place to prevent it, disabled people are still struggling to get their rights to those laws enforced. And one of the problems with that is that even as an organisation, we can't write to a restaurant unless an individual disabled person gives us permission. And a lot of disabled people aren't willing to complain, aren't willing to make that fuss. They don't want to cause that fuss, they're scared of reprisals. The first thing anybody has to do to see if they want to get a direct payment is to ask for an assessment with social services. We can't do anything until that assessment has taken place. And that assessment should look at a person's needs, and it's very important people don't think it's just about personal care in terms of washing and bathing. And we've got people on the scheme, for example, one of our staff members has got a visual impairment, and she gets so many hours a week to take her out shopping because she can't see to do that on her own. She can't drive, so she gets help for that. We've got other people on the scheme who've had assistance to give their main carer a break. One of my favourite stories, there was a gentleman a few years ago, his wife was the main carer, and they needed just 2 hours a week break from each other. And we managed to get him a buddy to take him down the pub and play pool for him. But that was a lot cheaper than putting him in respite care for 2 hours. And he got to go out and do something fun, and his wife got a couple of hours on her own as a break as a carer. So it really can be that flexible. Sometimes what the initial problem is, or what you think might be the solution, isn't. But there is such a lot of options out there for people now that I would say, get in touch. We'll certainly talk through it.
If you require more information, you can contact Mark Bagley on 01482 878 778 or email mark@choicesandrights.org.uk.